Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 3. My group members is firstly is me, Nur Arif Imran bin Nur Adiman. Second is Zul Hakim bin Zul Hisham. Third is Rashdan Hilmi bin Abdul Razak. So today I'm going to present about task 1. So for the introduction is our topic is theoretical subject is more uh, sorry our topic is theoretical or calculation subject is more easy to score. So for for the introduction is for calculation subject is more straightforward than theoretical subject, but students have to memorize all the formula. Moreover, some students love to read theoretical subject rather than memorize all the calculation subject. Our main objective of this survey is to identify whether theoretical or calculation subject is easy to score. And other than that, to determine the effectiveness of theoretical and calculation subjects towards people. Lastly, to understand why some people like theoretical or calculation subject. There are so many questionnaires in the link below, which is our survey. For the first questionnaires is which subject do you prefer to take? Second is why did you pick the chosen subject? Third is does either subject had affect your daily life? If so, how? And you get to fill the blank space. Fourth is what's your average time to answer either subjects? Fifth is what's your average score on theoretical and calculation subjects? Last is, in your opinion, which subject should be more focused on in class? This also, you have to fill in the blanks in our Google Form survey. So for the sampling method, we use the stratified random sampling because it's easier for us to find the solution and to read the structural as you can see the pictures below. It's very easy to identify and manage the that data. So for the data collection method, we use first is Google Form, which is we provide the survey from the Google Form and we send it via WhatsApp to the group in the WhatsApp group, and Instagram we share the link in story IG and direct message.
Task 2, qualitative. For the first graph, it is called a histogram graph. For this graph, use the questionnaire what's your average score on theoretical or calculation subject. So in this graph, it shows that majority of the students scored 41 until 60%, and the lowest that any student could get for the scores are 0 until 20% for both subjects. On to the next graph below. This is called an ogive graph. For the ogive graph, we use the questionnaire what's your average time to score on either of the subjects. From the answers we get from the questionnaire, majority of the students needed at least an hour to answer either of the subjects. Meanwhile, the longest time that a student needs to answer is an hour and a half. Next, quantitative. The chart on the left is called a pie chart. For this chart, we use the question why did you pick the chosen subject? for this subject, it only has 3 answers. One of them are either they like calculation, or they like theoretical, or none of them. So based on the pie chart, it shows that 57% of the students likes calculation rather than theoretical subjects. This shows that calculation subjects are interesting to learn more than theoretical subjects. So on the chart on your left, it is called a bar chart. And for this chart, we use the question, does either subject had affected your lives? So there are only 2 answers, which is yes or no. And majority of the answers, which exactly is 36 students, answered yes, and 22 students answered no. So the majority wins is yes. So this shows that the subjects we learn at school or at any place of educational receiving, it shows that we learn something and it definitely would affect us, would affect our lives.
Okay, so for the task 3, the distribution of skewness relationship between mean, mode, and median. So based on mean, mode, and median, which has been calculated, the distribution skewed to the left or called as negatively skewed. This is because the highest point is median compared to mean and mode. From the data analysis, it shows that the median is 69.9, mode is 73.3, and mean is 71.05. For negatively skewed data, it is shown that value of median is higher than the mode and median. So for the conclusion is majority the student is more to calculation than theoretical. The objective is to find which subject student prefer and why they chose it. The second objective is to know which subject is better for student to choose. The last objective is to carry out how students learn the subject and how they can understand it. Okay, so for the conclusion is they must learn on how to study in theoretical and calculation both more, because both have benefit that can easily understand. Make learning more. Teachers should make learning more interesting to avoid students get boring in class. Also, in early age, teachers should teach both type and of learning.